Good morning, good evening. If you're in the wee hours of the night, just getting up, finna get ready to go to sleep, welcome to the channel, man. We got something for you. Thankful for everybody that has ever paid me any attention on my videos. A lot of you guys come through every now and again and be like, yo, you need to post something. You need to post something, man. Like, we miss you. I was one of the guys who started out on the SR, semen retention wave. Went up, came down. When I say went up, came down, we all go through phases. We all go through awakenings. And sometimes the ceiling is a new floor. And you got to start from there. You know, it's graduation. You know, you get to a certain point and now you've graduated. Now you got to go into another course, but you're starting on the bottom. So each rise is a rise to a new bottom, to a new floor. And that's what was happening. And a lot of us don't realize that. We go through changes and be like, man, I was just feeling good. I was just going through this. I was just going through that. And yeah, you graduated. You learned what you needed to learn. You mastered that. This life is about mastery and going forward. So today, guys, I got a good topic, man, about abandonment, man. Abandonment issues. Who got abandonment issues? Everybody kind of got abandonment issues. I know I did. And to those of you who suffer with abandonment issues, I got some notes behind me. So if you see my eyes cut, that's what it is, man. Because I gotta get this correct. If anybody suffers from abandonment issues, listen up. I know what they can do. I know what abandonment issues will do. It'll cause a halt in the progress of your growth, you becoming a young adult or an adult becoming an official adult. You know, abandonment issues will get in the way. And a lot of people take abandonment hard. They take it issue. They take those issues hard. They like, who could do that to somebody? Who could leave somebody? Who could leave their children? Like, who could leave a teen? You know, who can leave a young teen that's getting ready to go into adulthood? Who can just abandon them or push them out or push them away? And people suffer from those abandonment issues. And like I said, it causes a halt in the progress. But is it a halt in the progress? And I asked that question because I was watching this movie, man. I was watching this movie called The Blue Lagoon. I may use it for a thumbnail. But I was watching The Blue Lagoon, right? And there was a situation on the boat when it first came on. They showed them giving a prayer over somebody and dumped their bodies in the water. And I guess what happened was there was a plague on the boat. So one of the people in the boat said, hey, we got to get those children off this boat, because they were in the middle of the ocean and they had nowhere to go. And they was like, we got to get them off the boat because they just found out it was cholera on the boat. And they went to the lady and they was like, hey, we got to get you off this boat. And she was like, it's nonsense. Why y'all gonna put me off in the middle of the ocean? And they told her, like, hey, if you stay here, you're gonna die. If you stay on this ship, you're gonna die. Peep where I'm going. If you stay on this ship, you're gonna die. There's cholera on this boat. We don't have any ports to go to. There's no ports excepting a ship full of people with a plague. And basically this ship is gonna sail. It's gonna crash and burn. It's gonna crash and burn. So she said, you're gonna abandon me at sea? He was like, no, we're not abandoning you. If you stay on this ship, you're going to die. Let's put a pin right there. Let's put a pin right there. She thought she was getting abandoned, but they was actually saving her life. At the end of the day, you take things a certain way, and you got to learn how to look at them another way. And my whole life, I dealt with abandonment issues because my parent was on drugs, and She decided to get on a ship, and that was her ship. That's the direction she decided to sail and take her life into a direction on these open seas. We're on these open seas as we, ride this ocean of what we see. In this sea of what we see, we're always on the sea of what we see. So you're navigating the oceans, and you're eventually going to have to get your own ship. So is abandonment you taking responsibility for your own ship? Because you can't stay on someone else's ship. This is a ride that we all have to take. They say we choose our path, right? They say we choose our path. They say we even choose our parents. They say we even choose our parents. So what if we chose the parents of the situation that we decided to grow through a lesson to learn? What if that was you coming to get you? Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, God is over that. Well, what if we have a soul that is over this body and God is over all of that? They call it an oversoul. So that's our soul navigating this body from wherever that light body is, which they show it inside of our body, but it's navigating this body. And God is like, yo, you doing your thing from the oversoul, but you got to get control of that flesh. And what this flesh does is it takes everything down here seriously. It takes everything down here for personal. But what I want you to do is not take your abandonment as personal, but take it as intentional. That was you coming back to get you. You came back to get you when it was time, because you knew it was time to get off of the other ship, your mom's ship, your dad's ship, their partnership. That's their ship. You got to eventually go get your own partnership from your own relationship. You see how these words, ship, imagine all the words with ship on the end of it. It always involves two: partnership, friendship. There's so many other words. I had another word. I'm looking at my, let me see what other words I had on here. Yeah, partnership, friendship, relationship. It's all ships. What if in your relationship you felt abandoned? What if in your partnership you felt abandoned? Your friendships, they left you. Y'all was friends to the end. But there came a point that might have been your setup. I was friends with this person, and this person just they knew I depended on them, so they just dropped me, and then we don't even talk. Well, guess what? That was you coming to get you because you took it personal. But no, you needed to take it intentional, because you came back to get you. These seas that we navigate on, we navigate until we find a bank, a shore. And then when we're sure of the shore that we want to land on, it's like when we come to this earth, there's a doctor. There's a doctor. A doctor delivers you. A doctor. Peep where I'm going. As the water breaks in your mother, there's a doctor. So you're being born in a dock. You know what a dock is, right? Sitting on the dock of the bay. Whoo. The doctor, the person who's trained to dock you, delivers you, right? On the shore. Because you're sure you want to be here now. You might have been roaming around. Now you're sure you want to hit the shore, because you were navigating a different spiritual. See, now it's like, hey, I chose my parents, I chose my path, and I chose the point at which I want to come get myself to learn the lesson that I want to learn. So I said all that to say this: it's all part of a grand plan, and it's called God's plan. Your abandonment wasn't personal. Your parent on drugs, your parent that keep going in and out of jail, your family that abandons you, your mother, your father that abandons you. They have their own ship. So when you get abandoned, guess what? On the Blue Lagoon, they put her on her ship. That was her ship. But guess what she did? They found paradise. They found paradise. So you have to get off of other people's ships, even if they're good ships. That's a word, good ship. Even if it's a good ship. Well, even if the ship is good. So what if you stay on your parents' ship so long that you don't ever learn how to navigate your own? And it's a lot of kids out there. It's a lot of grown-ass kids with their parents right now. Can't leave because they stayed on a ship. They stayed on their parents' partnership too long and never learned how to navigate the sea. Now they got to stay on the ship, and the parent feel bad, so the parent got to take care of them because they never booted them, never gave them tough love. So you better see what's going on. Abandonment is not personal, it's intentional from you, because you coming to get yourself so you can learn how to navigate. Don't ever feel bad about abandonment ever again. Ever. When I was talking about the banks and the water, why do you think they call it a bank? The bank, the river bank, where we put our money. And the river flows in a current sea. All this is water. Your body's 98% water, man. You know, just understand that as above, so below. The waters, we in the waters. This air is water. It's less dense. It's not as heavy as the water that's above. It's just less dense and we can breathe in it. It's all water. So as we navigate these waters in this sea of what we see, please understand that your ship is your ship. And once you go get a partner and you get on a partnership or a friendship or a relationship, understand that when you have kids, not saying that you're going to abandon them, but they're going to go through some sort of loss because they were so used to being on your ship, and you're going to have to give them maybe some type of tough love or whatever their life calling was that they decided to do. It's going to happen to them, and you're not going to see it. You just know what you're doing. But you were the person that they chose. So please don't take abandonment personal. Take it as intentional. I love y'all. Take this, share it, do whatever. Thank y'all for watching, man. You know, y'all start losing interest after a certain amount of time. I just want y'all to know that I've been gone and I came back. You know, I talked about saving your energy, you know, via turning back in. As I hit new floors, you know, I was so high, I was like, hey man, y'all looked at me like I was some type of, you know, I mean, I am, thank you, but I'm still learning. And like I said, my highest height, once I graduate, it's another floor. So that's where we at. And I've been through so many of those since I seen you guys last, man. And this, you know, and to be honest, I just came up with this because I was watching the Blue Lagoon and I got real emotional because I equated that to my life. What I went through, I took that abandonment personal. But then I looked at it from that way. That ship that they was on, everybody was finna die. It's gonna be, and there were kids on it, and the people, whoever the ship owned, the captain, which the mother, the father, you gotta get off of here. Cause I ain't right, we ain't right, you gotta get off of here. Even if it's good, you still gotta say, hey, we taking care of you, we got it. But you gotta learn how to get it on your own or you're gonna get spoiled. So you gotta get up off of here. I don't care if the ship good or bad, you gotta get them up off of it. So with that said, guys, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Take care of yourselves. Don't take that abandonment personal. Take it intentional. We out of here, man. This is for your ascension all the time. All the time. Y'all take care. Love y'all. Peace.